9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up, people? This is Leo Bryant, licensed professional counselor, also known as Doc B in the OCR, that's Obstacle Course Racing World. I want to welcome y'all to another podcast episode of Demystifying Male Mental Health. Within these podcasts, what we like to do is kind of just explore different diagnoses, which is just fancy for things we think you may be suffering from, as well as kind of match those diagnoses up with prognoses, which is just fancy for things tools we think we can equip you with in order to help you out. So without further ado, man, let's get this party started. All right. Hey, so today I want to just begin with just talking about what it's like to even engage in counseling. I know a lot of guys specifically, and young men and boys, more so teenagers and anybody, most males over that particular age. The stereotypes out there and the myths out there about, crazy people or, you being soft, emotionally soft and not tough, that warrior kind of primitive caveman type mentality, especially for us brothers, us black guys, it persists and it's thick, right? Or the stereotypes that you're crazy, that you're not able to function in this reality or this world like a regular person, are all the initial reasons why most men won't even reach out and interview or sit down with the counselor. In my experience, a lot of the guys that I'm working with presently and in the past tense over the past decade and some change, they've been referred to services with me by their moms, aunties, sisters, wives, girlfriends, even boyfriends. And I think that it's important to initially address just the courage that it takes to sit with another man specifically and be vulnerable and transparent. So a lot of times when I'm doing my consultations, my free consultations with these guys or these prospective clients, the first thing I do right out of the gate is just commend these guys for having the courage to sit down with me, whether it's virtual or in person, and just share what they're going through, the pain, the anguish, the challenges, or the goals. And I also keep in the forefront of my mind not to create an energy of emasculation or judgment or taking pity. Because again, as a man, speaking for men, these are all things you cringe, right? It kind of, they cause you to be paranoid, or you just get nervous and fearful about even engaging in a conversation about, hey man, I'm suffering from what I think is depression or anxiety or whatever ailment that you may be self-diagnosing yourself with prior to meeting with a professional. So continuing on with that, for me at least, and I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for myself and how I do things. The first part is really laying out from the first couple minutes what's going to happen in this 30-minute consultation. So I automatically say, hey, look, so let me tell you how this is going to go. The first few minutes, take as much time as you need. Just share with me what's happening. Why are you here? What brought you here? And what's your goal? Not everybody else's goal for you, but what's your goal? What do you want to accomplish by working with a psychotherapist or a counselor? And so once, the guys kind of understand what's going to happen initially, they sit back, and then I say to them, and, after you share with me what, has brought you here, I just want to reiterate what I heard you say verbatim. And then following that, I'll offer a prognosis. I'll offer you just solutions, treatment goals, plans, how I can be of assistance if you bring me on your journey. And this part of the introduction conversation is very important because my goal in saying that is I want you to understand that I'm just a tool. You're the expert, not me. I'm just a navigator and you're driving. Following that, I think it's important to also share with the prospective, client that, hey, look, I'm going to give you the microphone back and I want you to kind of just ask me any questions, personal and or professional. Around this time frame, around this stage of the conversation or introduction to the conversation, men specifically feel like, okay, I'm going to have the last word. I can kind of just, share my feedback. I can ask questions. I can kind of get, regain my sense of masculinity. And then the last part after we've kind of had an ebb and flow of conversation that's just been non-competitive and non-judgmental and non-critical, is, I share with them, hey, look, don't make a business decision at this present moment in time. Sit down, think about it, take some minutes, take some hours, a day or two, whatever. And then, if your spirit of discernment says, hey, yeah, let's do this. This can work. Then you contact me back or I'll contact you and we go through the business, the logistics, the scheduling, and we get going. So in essence, that's the easiest way to do an introduction. And I feel like, if men or you as a guy, you make it to the consultation, that's huge. I remember when I was going through various things in my past relationships and I was just seeking some relationship counseling, because that's another reason men would concede to going to counseling is if it's, because they're trying to have a better relationship with their wife or their fiance or their girlfriend or significant other. So I know for me, I just wanted to get in, hey, let's be rational, logical about everything and tell me what's the outline, how long, how much it's going to cost, when is my situation or our situation is going to be fixed so I can get back to doing my thing. So, going into interviewing a counselor and learning, the beginning, the middle, and the end, I think is paramount. And I think that's also something that causes a lot of us guys to just not subscribe to the idea or notion of being in counseling for X amount of time, because we want to have one quick session. Hey, look, I opened up. I told you what I think it is. Give me some medicine or give me some tools and let me go about my way and figure this thing out. So again, the goal is, or the question that we're entertaining is just, why don't men come to counseling? And the first part is they don't know what it's like to even get through a consultation. That's why I just shared with you just the ebb and flow of when I meet with guys and what I say to them and why I say what I say and the positioning that I place myself in and the pedestal I put them on. It's just important. It's important that men, especially when you've never been through this particular process, are allowed to just breathe, right? And process at your pace during this initial consultation what you're going through. So fast forward. What's counseling? What is it? You all probably have heard me say a couple different terms, psychotherapy and counseling. Well, I like to break down the process in 3 phases, right? So beginning with psychotherapy. Psychotherapy is just a fancy clinical term for talk therapy. That's all it means. It's just talk therapy. That's all psychotherapy means. And I like to think of it as it's when you and I, or the therapist and the client, go far back in the past, and we're just pretty much just combing through looking for Any kind of pain, trauma, bad thoughts, memories that still cause present day issues. Issues could mean dysfunction, again, pain, emotional pain, mental anguish, anything, right, that you're still dealing with that happened to you in the past. Similar to, metaphorically speaking, similar to like a medical doctor going, pulling a scab off of an injury that didn't heal properly. That's what I do, or we do as psychotherapists. We kind of just pull those scabs off. And of course, it hurts you, the client or the patient. And we stitch it back together. During that process, you're going to bleed, you're going to cry. It's not going to be comfortable. And after we stitch it, we put the ointment on it and the Band-Aid, and then we sit with you and just wait. We wait until whatever that situation or challenge or problem was in your past, it heals. Present day. Meaning, you go from psychotherapy, which is usually weekly counseling sessions, and during this psychotherapeutic stage of your process, you may also subscribe to psychotropic medications. And psychotropic medications is just fancy for the psychiatrist possibly prescribing you with medications to help stabilize your mood, things of that nature. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I won't go into detail or in depth with what type of medications go with what type of diagnosis. However, what I will do is share with you in my professional experiences what clients have taught me about certain medications, just from their vantage point. So getting back to the process, right? So you may begin with psychotherapy, things in your past. Once you kind of get past all those things in your past and you're like, Leo, hey, I'm good, man. I'm good to go. Now you enter phase 2. Phase 2 is just counseling, traditional counseling. What does that mean? Here's what it means. Counseling is the process of being able to stay present. It's mindfulness. It is, I'm not thinking about the past anymore, trying to change it. That, my friend, is depression. As well as I'm not overly concerned with the future and stressing out about it. That is anxiety. So every 2 weeks, me and most clients will meet, and we're just going through their treatment plan, just, discussions, advice they give themselves from our last session, seeing if they follow through, seeing if they are living intentionally, doing things from a holistic standpoint to help them reach their treatment goal. What does holistic mean? Holistic is just simply physical health, mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health. So think of 4 quadrants, or a piece of pie, there's 4 slices, right? And the 4 slices combined make a whole pie. Once you're able to, or these guys or whomever are able to really hone in on, my physical body, man, I'm getting it together. I'm doing my thing, bro. I'm sleeping well. I'm eating well. I'm staying hydrated, and I'm exercising. I'm not dreaming any kind of crazy dreams, and I'm not having mood swings and nightmares. That's what I like to kind of break down as your physical health. Mentally, I have goals and tasks and focuses, and I'm able to just stay present and get those things done on a daily basis. I don't have any recurring thoughts that's just popping in my mind randomly, and because of that, I'm taking care of business again, present day. Emotionally, I like to think of it as most guys begin with putting on a mask, right? A mask that they have to adorn when they're going out in society, or an avatar, a representative. And that mask or avatar could be from an emotional composition of happy, sad, angry, joyful, confused, frustrated, whatever. And then they go out and do the thing. And when you come home, or they come home, you take that mask off and you're in your supposed place of peace and safety. Who are you authentically then? So emotional health is when you can get to a place and a point in your life where you're no longer wearing a mask. Who you are in public is who you are in private. And you're cool with that. You're good to go. The last part of the pie is spiritual health, right? Or spiritual well-being, rather. This is how you feel about you. It's your soul. It's do you love you? Do you like you? Do you hate you? Do you not like yourself? Why? And then in your quiet time, when it's time for you to pray, if that's what you do, or meditate, or speak to the universe in hopes of manifesting certain things in your reality, what specific prayers, meditations are you focusing on or asking for? And do you feel like those prayers and meditations are manifesting themselves in your reality? And then the fifth part, which is kind of like icing on the cake, is self-care. I'm a huge proponent of self-care. You have to demonstrate to yourself that you are a priority. And you got to have quantitative and qualitative evidence supporting the idea or the commentary that, hey, yeah, Leo matters. I matter, as evidenced by I consistently get massages, or I consistently travel, or I consistently take myself to sports games, or I consistently, have my God time, or whatever your thing is, you have to routinely make it a priority before you put on those other hats that you may have to adorn, which may be husband or father or partner or, employee or boss, whatever. Now, once you've kind of, again, gone to the counseling, you're living intentionally, you're being mindful, you're taking care of business every day. Then you enter phase 3. Phase 3 for me is life coaching. This is the least clinical of terms, or the phases. My title now changes from psychotherapist, from counselor, to now maybe coach, maybe mentor, maybe, what else? Fan, spectator, whatever it is you need me to be in that particular moment, phase of your life. During this life coaching phase, this is when everything is actually future based. It's aspirational. It's inspirational. It's all positive. And in this phase, this is you. You know what? Hey, I got my wings. I know how to fly. Now it's time for me to kind of get back out here and do what I do. Once you feel like, all right, Leo, it's been fun. Arrivederci, au revoir, adios, deuces, peace. You fire me and you go and you do your thug thizzle. You do your thing, right? And the goal is you never come back. However, life happens. You may have to come back because you're just in a different season, and that's no shame in that. So after dischargement and graduation, you go out and you do your thing. And if you do have to come back, that's when, we just reassess. We just find out, yo, what happened, bro? Man, I was flying, real high, and I was doing my thing, and I got too close to the sun, and I burned my wings off like Icarus, and I fell back to the earth. So I need to regrow my wings. This time, I need those that Iron Man 2.0 version, that won't burn when I get close to the sun. So that's what we do. We get back to work. So in essence, that is what it's like to engage in counseling, and that's what it's like. What it should be like when you are in a consultation. I don't want to belabor any points that I have already made. The goal in today's conversation on this particular podcast was very simple. I wanted to kind of give you an insight on what it's like to sit down and just kind of go through a consultation with a counselor, as well as what it may feel like and look like when you are actually engaged in sessions. You always should start with the end in mind. It's like any other thing in life. You need to understand where you are now and where you're going to go. The analogy I like to use is sometimes when you're walking your path, you're in the forest, you're just really close to the trees, and that's good. You need to be close to see step by step where you need to go, and avoid, falling off the cliff. But there are also times when you need to step away from the tree and get high atop a mountain and just look at the entire forest. And that's where I am primarily as your counselor. My vantage point is, I'm on top of that mountain and I'm looking at you as you're, running or walking that trail, and you're going from mile 1 to mile 2 to mile 3, right? You're going one cliff to the next cliff, one hole to the next hole. and you're getting closer to the end of your journey. So hopefully today's conversation helped. I try to keep it in less than 30 minutes. As always, love you guys. I'm praying for y'all. Stay safe. And if you need me, just get in contact. A closed mouth is the only kind that gets fed. Talk to you and see you soon. Aru. Thank you. That has been our show today. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening to me rant and rave and explore and laugh and make up stuff. Hey, every week, or at least every other week, I'm going to try to continue to post these podcasts. Please find me on social media. Everything, my whole alias on the Instagram or Facebook is all Doc B, Doc B26 or just Doc B. Also, you can contact me directly on our website, www.Bryant, my last name, counseling services, LLC.com. You also can just go to Psychology Today and look up Leo Bryant or just therapist in Atlanta, Georgia, and my face will pop up. I look forward to meeting you all and talking to you and blogging with you and DMing with you in the near future. Until then, salute!